Hello, friends, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Throwdown for the week of May 4th, 2025. I'm Caleb Black. This is Luke the Big Dog Williams, along with our in-studio editor, Big Bad John, and our in-studio correspondents. We got the Mighty Max Fury, Sweet Tea, and the Professional all in the house. We're playing with a full deck today. Luke.
We ain't ever played with a full deck.
It might be a couple cards shy, but we picked to do with Jokers, so
I was about to say, how many Jokers do we have? And are they wild? That's the most
1, 2,
important thing.
3, 4.
That's all right. Hey, look, as long as
I'm a midnight toker. I don't know
as
about
long as you
y'all,
keep the
but
deuces where they belong, the show's going to get a long time.
don't be wrapped up in any deuces at the end of the night or nothing.
Yeah, rolling in the night.
We don't know any of those. We don't know any of those lyrics. That's okay.
Welcome to the show, kids. Luke, how's your day?
Going pretty good.
Good. Good.
What day is it?
It's May the 4th.
Yesterday. It's Revenge of the 5th today.
Yeah.
Right.
Because today's totally not the 4th.
Oh, here we go again. With this
That's why I did it.
I know.
It's the only thing I have, Caleb, on the
Don't take
show
this away from
that
me.
stays other than the Hulkverse shit. And I don't even think I sent any Hulkverse stuff.
Oh, no.
Not today.
Oh, that reminds me. Hey, guys, next week in the studio, we're getting a new piece of decorative equipment. But I'm not going to tell anybody out there what it is. I want them to see it whenever they tune in.
Awesome.
But it'll be here next week, and I'm just so excited about it.
Special guest.
That's right, special guest.
Technically.
All right, Max, how's your day, brother?
I'm doing great. It's Monday.
Ish.
I believe, right?
It's
10:30.
It's adjacent to a Monday.
Well, probably 10:40
10:45,
something.
yeah.
You know what's awesome?
What's
I'm just
awesome?
going to point
The
this
Miz?
out. I'm going to say this up front and see if it helps.
I think the Miz is awesome.
This is a recorded episode.
Yeah.
On Monday nights, we have people leaving comments
Yeah, who are talking with us live.
who are talking with us like we are live.
I got a message
We are.
from a longtime follower, Colin Fram. He watches the show. And he messaged me one night while I was at work while the show was on. And he's like, hey, man, why aren't you guys answering comments? And I was like, oh, buddy, we're not live right now.
we go
I'm so
live only
sorry.
once
Yeah.
a month now.
Sweet
so.
Tea,
What?
how's your day?
It's a day. It's podcast day.
Podcast day. Big Bad John.
Day's going good.
That's see?
See?
Look at all that positivity
I
and energy
appreciate
coming
that.
off of Big
I
Bad
can feel
John.
it radiate.
How about you, Professional?
Good, baby.
All right, well,
Felt that radiate too.
we got a lot to talk about today, don't we, kids?
Yeah, but before we get to any slides or anything, let's go ahead and hit up TNA's
Rebellion.
Rebellion. So,
All right, so that was the first official pay-per-view of the season. For those of you, quick recap. Big Bad John
yes.
beat Luke in the WrestleMania pool, so he is officially our Season 5 WrestleMania champion.
I told him when we do the end of the season awards, which will probably be the next podcast,
We keep saying that.
we're going to do the see what he wants to do for the punishment.
Yeah. So we're starting off a fresh season with TNA Rebellion. For those of you, again, real quick, this season we are watching everything that's going to get counted this season is going to be TNA pay-per-views, NXT pay-per-views, WWE pay-per-views, AEW pay-per-views, the Tokyo Dome January 4th watch along, and all three split versions of Triple Mania.
Yes.
And if that's not enough for you, go fuck yourself, because there's no more wrestling I can watch.
That's not
You
true.
understand?
That's not true because you will be doing reviews with me.
That's
For
true,
the
but
Sub
most
Broad.
of that I've already seen. I don't have to tune in weekly to watch things that
No,
are being
I'm going to
scheduled
make
out.
sure that you tune in weekly with me to
You
watch
should tell my boss that I need a fucking day off.
because
Poke him in the
that,
eyes.
that Big Egg Wrestling
Always
universe
poke in the
is
eye.
10 hours.
10 hours of wrestling, plus the CW apps, NWA recordings, plus the NJPW live shows and pay-per-views that I watch.
Plus, I've
the,
been watching some indie shit on
the
YouTube
Pro
as well.
Wrestling Noah and All Japan Pro Wrestling, CMLL and AAA, plus GCW and Ring of Honor, and there's so much, and I hated all
Well,
that.
thank God we don't count Ring of Honor and shit, because I don't even know where to find it.
They've got their own app.
Yeah, I ain't paying for another app.
No more apps.
Fuck that.
Down with apps. All right, so here we go. In no particular order, we had Fatal Influence, the team of Fallon Henley, JC Jane, and Jasmine Nix, versus Rosemary, Zaya Brookside, and Li Ying Li in a 6-woman tag on the pre-show. We didn't count that. Elijah had a match on the pre-show. We didn't count that. So the Ultimate X match for the X Division Championship was Moose versus KC Navarro versus Leon Slater versus Matt Cardona versus El Hijo del Vikingo versus Sidney Akeem. Number one, before we get to that, all 6 of you motherfuckers, all 6 of you, you let that man jump and fall. And the only person who tried to catch him was Top Dollar. The only fucking one. Matt Cardona was so far away he couldn't have scratched his own ass with his right hand. And that poor kid got WrestleMania 24 Shelton Benjamin. And if you've never seen what happened to Shelton Benjamin at WrestleMania 24, allow me to tell you, he climbed a 20-foot ladder, or the 30-foot ladder, the big one.
The big one. The Hardy Boy ladder.
In the center of the ring, goes to do his dive, and all 6 of them motherfuckers just let that man bounce off the fucking mat. Leon Slater deserves a raise. That's all I'm going to say.
They all need to give half of their pay to him.
God damn. But what a great match.
Was a great match.
So I chose El Hijo del Vikingo along with Kay and Luke. Matt Cardona was Sweet T's pick, but the winner was Moose, chosen by Max and Big Bad John. So they got the point for that. Next, we had the Falls Count Anywhere match between Mike Santana and Mustafa Ali. Myself.
Surprisingly good match.
Yes. Myself, Max, Special K, and Big Bad John got the point for that. Ace Austin and the Rascals, which was the team of Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz with Sean Waltman, against the System, Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards, and JDC with Alicia Edwards.
The DX gear was killer.
Yeah. Ace Austin and the Rascals picked up the win. So that is Luke, the Professional, Big Bad John, and Sweet T. They all get a point for that. Ash by Elegance and Heather by Elegance versus the Metaphor versus Spitfire versus Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley, who are fucking great.
Great tag team.
Great tag team. We'll get into that in a minute. Ash by Elegance and Heather by Elegance picks up the win. I'm the only one who got the point for that. Steve Macklin, who is also really good.
Really good.
Yeah.
Like wrestles like a grown-ass man should wrestle. Fantastic.
Him and Eric Young was good.
Fucking killed it for the TNA International title. Steve Macklin picked up the win. That was me and Sweet Tea. The Hardy Boys against the Nemeths. Everybody went for the Hardys, and the Nemeths won. So no one got a point. Decent tag match. I like the Nemeths as a tag team.
Yep.
Masha Slamovich against Tessa Blanchard.
Was amazing.
Oh, very, very good. No one has to like Tessa Blanchard, but nobody can deny the crazy bitch can wrestle.
Not to mention that Masha is a fucking beast.
Oh, Masha's phenomenal.
She's a beast, dude.
We had Masha Slamovich and Tessa for the women's title, knockout title. Max, Sweet Tea, and the Professional all got a point for that. Then we had Joe Hendry versus Frankie Kazarian versus Ethan Page in a 3-way match for the TNA World title. Joe Hendry retained with Max, Sweet Tea, Big Bad John, and the Professional taking the point for that. So, with that being said, the point tally as it starts off for Season 1, which is crazy work. Luke is in last place with 1 point. I'm in second place with 3 points. And we have a 4-way tie for first place between Big Bad John, Mighty Max Fury, Sweet Tea, and the Professional.
All coming off strong.
All coming up strong.
We're coming off looking like
chumps, like we ain't never done this before.
amateurs, like we ain't done
Like
this
we ain't never been here before.
It's bullshit.
So now that we know where we're at with the first pay-per-view, let's get on to a second pay-per-view in the season.
Before we get to Backlash, though, if you hit the... Go ahead and hit us with our first one, John. Oh, wait, no, never mind. I apologize. I have that wrong. Go ahead.
Yeah, idiot.
My bad.
Backlash! Backlash? I'm not good enough to call Backlash? Saturday, May 10th, we see John Cena, reigning and defending WWE Champion, defend against Randall Keith Orton in the main event. Two old rivals, but for the first time in their careers, it's heel John Cena versus babyface Randy Orton.
Odd concept. It really is.
But it works.
It totally works.
Keep in mind, Randy Orton used to punt old men in the head. And we want this guy to beat John Cena, who all he really did was yell at kids. Yeah. He's like an angry old man telling kids to get off the sidewalk.
Before we take picks, Johnny, hit me with the next one real quick.
Hit him with the next
This
guy.
is what I'm excited
It's gonna
about.
be fucking.
Pat McAfee versus the
tasty.
Ring General. And the only reason that I'm even more excited about it, hit us with the next one, Johnny. Scott Steiner.
It's gonna be in
Yes.
Pat McAfee's corner. Yeah, buddy.
You know what that screams to me?
What's it scream to you?
That screams to me Pat McAfee wins. And Big Papa Pump, and we get Papa Pump and fucking Gunther.
What I'm thinking.
And if that's the case, sign me the fuck up.
Ooh, that sounds good.
You know what happens though? After
That
Gunther
sets up
beats
for-
Scott Steiner?
Then he's got to fuck with Braun.
Well,
That's
no.
what I was gonna say.
No, it'll be it's a way to get Goldberg and Gunther at SummerSlam.
That's the rumor.
Remember when
That's
Gunther
rumor.
came out and talked shit to
Yeah,
Goldberg?
yeah.
What better way than to line up
Yes.
a couple of WCW stars for Gunther to tear through?
Makes sense.
After he beats Big Papa Pump, he can attack, Hall of Famer Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah,
And then cut some promo. WCW without the business. La, 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 la. And then Goldberg come in. So we'll see what happens.
But anyway, let's go ahead and get into our picks. But I just thought that was super fucking cool.
Oh, dude, I can't wait.
Uh,
All right, so in
That'd
no
be great.
particular order, starting off for the United States Championship. In a fatal four-way match, we have the defending champion, the Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu,
baddest motherfucker on 2 feet.
against L.A. Knight
Yeah.
versus Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre, all for the U.S. title.
It's a tasty match.
Gonna be hard hitting, gonna be fast
It's
paced.
going to be excellent. I'll go ahead and kick it off.
Kick it off.
Jacob Fatu with the retain.
All right.
It's the best way to make him look like a monster.
I don't disagree. I'm also sticking with Jacob.
Considering
Fatu.
he's the monster among what
Retain.
men are left.
You gotta go with
For
the
his
Samoan
strength and his
werewolf.
brawn.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I mean. And what about you, professional?
Retain.
All right, so it is unanimous across the
I
broad.
figured it would be.
Jacob Fatu.
It's too early to take it off of him.
Now we have the match we just talked about: Pat McAfee versus Gunther. I am gonna say Gunther.
I love Pat McAfee, but I don't see him winning unless Steiner does help.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going with Gunther. But I love them both.
Oh yeah, and the match is gonna be a banger.
Banger after banger.
After banger.
I gotta go with Gunther as well, and I think it's gonna, I think it's more likely gonna be a disqualification somehow.
Some
I
sort
think,
of- some
I think
situation like
Steiner will
that.
get involved to try to help
Pat McAfee
Pat
and then
yeah,
fucking him out of
somehow.
the
Yes, yes,
That's a
yes.
good
Yeah.
way to do it.
Gunther.
Ultimately, Pat will win, but I don't think he'll
It
win the
won't
match.
be, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Gunther K.
Yeah, sorry.
Big
That's
Bad
where I was
John.
going with it, yes.
McAfee.
McAfee. All right, Big Bad John.
I mean, he could win with some help.
Taking a risk.
He could,
Big,
he
big
could.
dog. You last one.
McAfee by DQ.
Doesn't matter.
But McAfee. I think Gunther will get DQ.
No, I do. I want
by not
switch
letting
that.
go of
I'm
the
gonna go
choke
with
You
Pat.
wanna
or
go with Pat?
something.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Pat. 'Cause
But
I
I'm
see
gonna
him
go.
with the roll up.
Yeah.
What flavor?
The blue is always the best.
All right, in a match that no one could give two shits less about, Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch.
Lynch
The only
is
reason
gonna
we're
get
doing
it.
this
Yep.
Becky.
is to bring some prestige to the Intercontinental title because Lyra's run's been shit.
Becky. I'm over Lyra.
Lyra could have been one that I could
Mhm.
not. Yeah.
Is this for the women's Intercontinental?
Yeah, it's for the
Yeah.
IC belt.
Okay.
And she's only defended a handful of times
Yeah.
since she's won it.
There's only one match that's just a singles, which is McAfee.
And I hear we're going to get Bailey and Becky.
For the IC
For the
title.
IC
I would
title,
be fine
so-
with that.
Yeah.
I've got to go Becky. I won't go against her, not this soon. Coming back, she won't lose.
Yeah. I went Becky as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go Becky.
All right, unanimous again.
I figured most of these would be.
All right, and for main event, John Cena versus Randy Orton. Does anybody here think Randy Orton's going to win?
If he was going to, this would be the time.
So does anybody think he's gonna?
I can't see him.
Not yet.
No.
Not
No,
yet.
all right.
No,
Nope. Points.
No, but
points,
he's-
y'all. Points.
it won't be clean victory.
Well,
You
God,
won't get the
no.
belt.
Also, I hear
You might win, but
that
you won't get the belt.
SummerSlam's plan is Cody Rhodes and Bad Bunny against Travis Scott
And
and
John
John Cena.
I'm down for that.
I would hate
Yeah,
that.
Because Bad Bunny has been training with
Do you want to know what that
With the
reminds
other
me
guy.
of?
Travis Scott.
Whenever Cyndi Lauper
Yeah.
is there.
Yep.
Reminds me of that.
See, it reminds me of the WCW, Diamond Dallas Page, and it was DDP, and who was his tag team partner for the NBA?
Jimmy King.
Karl Malone.
Karl Malone versus Dennis
Rodman and
and Hogan.
Yep.
Which somebody talked to me about that movie yesterday at work.
What movie?
Jimmy.
Ready to Rumble?
Oh God.
All right.
I thought maybe I missed something there.
So the only match we're split on at all is the Gunther and Pat McAfee match with myself.
And technically, we all
Team.
think that
Yeah.
Scott Steiner is going to get involved either
Yeah.
to help him or to pull Gunther off of him. So
So other than that, we're unanimous on everything else. If another match is announced, like it probably will be, we'll take pictures of that and make sure everybody knows who we're going for.
if anything gets added, it would. I mean, we just did a United States title, women's title match
Yeah.
on SmackDown, and we just did tag team TLC on SmackDown.
Which should have been part of the WrestleMania card, but whatever.
Well, they wanted the SmackDown after to have a big feel.
They should have done something.
The best big feel they had was Aleister Black.
Yeah.
And him
man.
putting the Miz down Friday night was fucking
He
great.
looked pretty good. Pretty good on
Looking
that SmackDown
fantastic.
there.
Yeah.
Pretty good in that match with the old
I'm
Miz there.
liking what's he call himself now? Andrade.
Yeah.
Trying to take the fucking Garzas away from Santos.
Yeah.
I think that's a cool fucking idea to throw across for the AAA Lucha pay-per-view that's coming up, to have those boys wrestle each other.
Fuck, that's next. Isn't it? Isn't that the next pay-per-view? No, TNA will probably have one before that.
TNA will have one before it.
All right, kids. Well, that's all we got for that. Big Bad John, why don't you take us for the next slide?
All right.
My
Just in
lady.
memory of China, we lost her this past week
Oh.
in 2016.
What a queen.
I think it's pretty awesome in the timing of Triple H being interviewed and saying that she's definitely going in by herself into the Hall of Fame. That it's
Yeah.
definitely happening. Especially, kind of puts a nice little touch to everything. China was to a lot of people, inspiration to millions of little girls.
Well, they call it the eighth word of the world.
And the only woman
For the
to
ninth wonder of the world.
the only woman to ever hold a man's title in WWE.
That's what I was thinking.
First woman to be in a men's Royal Rumble
Yep. First Intercontinental Champion and only Intercontinental Champion is
of a
woman.
men's belt.
Yeah.
Yep.
First woman to debut and work a mainstream NJPW pay-per-view.
Yep. Playboy
That one
centerfold
just didn't
twice.
wanna come out.
Playboy
No.
Playmate of the Year. I mean, she did a lot of cool
Reality TV star, adult film star.
things. Yeah. I mean, the documentary of she deserves something better, a better ending than what that dude's documentary gave.
I don't disagree at all.
Yeah, she was.
To know that he was filming outside the door and filmed the whole thing
When he
when
should
he
turn
found
the
her and
cameras
shit,
off.
And helped her.
and,
You know, she
kept
was-
fucking filming, he's a piece of shit that deserves to rot in hell.
She did a lot to help inspire a lot of
young
women.
women.
She opened up a lot of
A
doors.
lot of young men,
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
also, I mean, her and Eddie's shit will forever be remembered.
Oh yeah.
Mommy would not be a thing without
Right,
Mamacita.
Right.
Right.
And that was China. Also, I mean, her contributions to DX,
Mm-hmm.
fucking
As a
sick.
founding member.
Her and Kat, the cat
Yep.
Yeah.
that used to be her, I guess, her sex slave at the time. That's what it looked like looking back on it now.
That was Jerry Lawler's wife, right? At the time.
Yep. Sure was.
Intercontinental title reign, her beating Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett really, really, really put China over.
Yeah.
Well, in fairness, he held the company up for $200,000 before he did it.
But he did it.
But he did it.
And he didn't make it. And he didn't make it look like shit.
Nope. He made it. He made the deal.
Yeah. So rest in peace, Joni. We can't wait to watch Chyna go into the Hall of Fame on her own merit as a two-timer.
I would love to see a biopic.
Which would make her the only
Like a high-quality good one.
the only two-time female Hall of Famer if she goes in by herself, right?
So far, yeah. Yeah, she'd be the first two-time Hall.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The only as of right now.
You know what though? If any, her match with Jeff Jarrett, where she won the Intercontinental title, deserves to go in the Match Hall of Fame because of its historic.
Yes.
Nomenclature.
100%.
She was the first ever woman, the only ever woman to hold the Intercontinental Championship.
Any man's title in
Rhea Ripley
WWE.
I would love to see some more intergender matches.
Well, the hardcore title was an intergender championship, right? So I would think that that's accurate. She would have been. And then who was the? But remember, who was the woman in WCW? She was a cruiserweight champion.
Medusa.
Medusa.
Yeah.
She held the men's title.
But that was in
another one.
WCW.
That was in WCW, but they own it now. So like that's something. That's something.
There's a lot of gray area.
We should talk about those two matches on the Tough Broad segment.
We should. That would
That's
be
a great idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right. Well, R.I.P. Joni, we love you. Big Bad John, take us home. Hey, look, that's us. This is Pro Wrestling Throwdown. That's the show you're watching right now. And if you can't find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown. You can follow us on X at Pro Wrestling TV. You send us an email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. You can follow us on TikTok at Pro Wrestling Throwdown 1. And you can check out streamlabs.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown where you can access the merch store and over at the merch store you can buy merch. See? Look at all that right now. Whole team effort there.
We do fantastic.
We really got this thing on. Guys,
We got new
we got
swimsuits.
so much merchandise. We got the new PWT swimsuits are rolling out. Summerwear's coming. We got shorts, flip-flops, sandals,
They all look great.
shoes, towels, anything you need for your summertime wants for Pro Wrestling Throwdown. Check it out.
Got
If you
some
can't
new
find
designs that
send
you
us a
guys will
message
see a
and
little
we'll
bit
make it.
later. Right? Do we have that on
Yep.
the
Yeah.
that G Unit made?
Yeah,
That
also-
looks really good.
Help us out and hit that like and subscribe button.
It's down here.
We're on the road to 500 subscribers.
We are 326
So,
sitting right now.
We're getting there. We're
Hit
over
that
halfway
subscribe
there.
button right
We've
here.
only been doing this show 5 fucking years every week for 5 fucking years.
Hey, here's the deal.
Subscribe.
Our 326
Subscribe.
subscribers, they still tune
I'll come
in.
to your house. So
They,
don't wreck
sti-
up
they
the place.
still watch. Yeah, don't.
Hit that
Hold on.
subscribe
No,
button with the
hey,
people's
you don't-
elbow.
You don't want none of this smoke. He's not gonna win.
I'm gonna win.
Well, I mean, you're gonna win.
Down, boy, down.
Anyways, buy merch.
Subscribe. All right, Big Bad John. Oh, what a dumb day yesterday was. We have officially hit the post-WrestleMania round of
Would we
releases.
call that Black Saturday?
Yeah, another one. I'm going to pull up the full list. And then we'll talk
we've
about
got a couple
individually.
to. Yeah, I've got a couple individual
but
slides too.
I want to just get it here. That way we've got it.
Yes.
I took a picture of it yesterday, but they updated it since yesterday.
Yes.
So I want to find it. Just to make sure.
Braun, Dakota, and Cora Jade were the three first, correct?
Shayna Baszler.
Shayna Baszler.
Braun Strowman, Cora Jade, and Shayna Baszler were the first ones announced.
Which is
Irritating.
insane to me. It really is.
All right, here's the full list, I believe.
Okay, you got it? Because I've got a picture of it. I saved one.
Yeah, I saved it. I just want to make sure that I've got the one that updated yesterday.
That was, I took that one this morning.
Yep, that's the one.
All right.
That's just a screenshot. I
Oh,
took.
wow, they added more since yesterday, too. Holy shit.
Oh.
Well, I think
All right,
that's
we can
all
go
that
through
have been
the-
released since
these slides and then-
2025.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes more sense.
All the ones that have been released so far
Okay.
this year.
Okay.
All right.
So
So
a couple of these we've already covered before. But,
Yeah,
okay.
sorry.
let's go ahead and go through a couple individual ones
Yeah, let's
real
do it.
quick. So go ahead and hit us. Well, obviously those. Cora Jade is standing there with Riley Osborne and Blair Davenport. and says, "Just got a lot of free time on our hands. See you soon."
Somebody quote tweeted that and said, "Man, that OnlyFans is about to go crazy."
I wouldn't doubt it.
I'd subscribe.
I feel like that's a threesome right there.
Yeah, buddy.
That's
I
a
wouldn't
green
mind.
apple
So
Jack
that's-
Daniels.
And who is that again now? That's
Riley Osborne.
Riley Osborne.
And Blair
Blair
Davenport.
That's the one.
They're
about.
married.
Yeah.
Riley and Blair are married.
Yeah. Poor Cora Jade. She was a figurehead of the NXT Women's Division. She got called up. I don't know.
Yep, got hurt,
I don't
got
know,
brought
man.
up, got hurt, got brought up. CM Punk's favorite, he actually wished her
Yeah,
well
That's a tough
wishes.
one.
Ashley left. Go ahead, hit us with the next one, John.
Gigi
Dolan.
fucking Dolan.
Can't believe it.
Disgusting. Just fucking
She
disgusting.
and Tatum Paxley, and even with the inclusion of Shotzi, I'll give it to Shotzi too.
They were great.
They were a great fucking tag team. They were entertaining. They were sexy as fuck. They knocked every. They have the niche market, the niche
They
look
should have gotten rid of the people from Fatal Influence.
I agree.
instead of these girls, and now Gigi Dolan. And like, unfortunately, many of you don't know. If you don't know, she's probably never going to get hired in AEW because Darby Allin is a megastar there, and the two of them are divorced, and they had a super toxic and public breakup. And if she doesn't go to TNA, which probably isn't a viable alternative at the moment, considering that the WWE's got their hands in their ass, she could very well be. I mean, back on the Indies is fine, but she's a TV-worthy talent.
Yes.
Yes.
She's somebody you can put on TV every single week. And look, I will be the first one to recall and remind everybody that 4 years ago on the show, I ran her up and down one side, fucking the other, for that goddamn tampon spot.
Yeah.
But you want to talk about somebody who overcame a viral moment and like really proved their fucking mettle in wrestling, and she gets fucking, look at her.
Yeah, I know, man.
That she looks like a star right there.
Ridiculous.
Hit us with the next one, John. Oh.
Oh.
Well,
It's you.
Yeah, it's me. Sound investment DJ and karaoke here in Southern Illinois. Contact me or Colette at 439-1125. We do anniversaries, weddings, birthdays. Basically, I'll do anything if it's real money. So at this point, the only serious inquiries, but I'm telling you, don't
He
that
can
too big or
DJ
too
your
small.
OnlyFans show, okay? He can
Long as
DJ
we
your
get to
OnlyFans
watch.
Good, I would totally do that for
Well, you
Gigi
would
Dolan.
have to, for the music scenes.
Yeah, we want to make sure our music's on time.
Yes.
You know, on beat.
I'll talk to you about that later.
Yeah, here's
We're
the
very
next one, John.
professional.
This is disgusting to me. Jakara Jackson of the Metaphor, Metagirls, who were just also on
Rebellion.
Rebellion wrestling for the NXT Knockout titles.
And just
Yeah.
on NXT last week.
Did I say
She was
NXT
in the Royal
Knockout
Rumble.
Yes,
Yeah.
she was. Very talented, did not experience enough, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Hit us with the next one. We've got Ora Mensa as well.
This one, I'll be honest,
Confuses me.
He was doing great in Evolve.
yeah, but
He had that run with Ethan Page that was really good.
you're going to pull him up and put him on NXT and do what with him? This one I can understand why they would release him.
But he did great on Evolve.
Yeah.
That's just it. He was only good on Evolve. I didn't
Right.
really care for him.
NXT, he's one of those guys who's going to get lost in the shuffle. And it sucks, but if you put him on, if you streamline him over to SmackDown or Raw, he's just going to be he's a developmental talent. So
Yeah.
when they feed the fucking,
A jobber.
yeah.
Go ahead, hit us with the next one.
Enhancement talent.
All three members of
Say,
Gallus.
Jobber's kind of
Yeah.
derogatory now.
This is stupid. You've got,
They just moved them to Evolve to make them the big bads over there, and now they're gone.
also,
Honestly, I really liked Joe Coffey.
They
Of
have
the
too.
others.
I like
He's my
Wolfgang
favorite.
myself.
I'd like
Joe.
to remind the viewers at home there
He was
aren't
my
a
favorite.
ton of already established dynamic tag teams.
Yep.
And you
That
got
work
rid of
together
arguably one of the better groups.
Yeah. Never got their main roster run.
You could have had those guys wrestling the Motor City Machine Guns, the Vikings, fucking
Sheamus
Yeah.
and his buddies.
yeah, like you could have done a
yeah.
lot with them. And
If they said that they didn't have anything for creative
But don't
purposes,
worry,
then that,
Yeah.
they're
B-Fab
using
still
their
has a
brain.
job.
now,
so-
however, I
Oh
will
my
say
God.
So
that
does Izzy Dane.
if these guys, if any group can get hired over in AEW or Ring of Honor and be part of their trios,
These boys here.
these guys got it. So I'm not worried about these guys finding another gig. And also, they fit the trios dynamics. They'll be Ring of Honor trios champions in no time.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Hit us with the next one, John. Javier Bernal, I mean, he was a hand. He's also
I don't really remember him. It was forgettable.
He was trained by the pretty deadly guys, wasn't he?
He was on Evolve. He was on
doing
Level Up.
okay on
He was on
Evolve.
NXT for a little while. He's Tatum Paxley's husband.
Okay.
So her partner and her husband were eliminated.
And her other friend went to the alumni.
Yeah. Go ahead and give us a list here of everyone else. These were just single ones I singled out.
Sorry.
But Braun Strowman being one of the big ones.
Well, first of all, fucking Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
I was so pissed.
She was an agent in NXT. She was an agenting in NXT. She's got more experience in actual legitimate combat sports than any WWE NXT or Evolve superstar combined.
Only woman to go front to back in the Elimination Chamber.
You know where they should have sent her talent to?
Where?
TNA.
Yeah, you're telling me you
Could
don't
have
have
sent
a
her back
spot
to NXT if they
for
really
a
wanted to.
legitimate
They did for a bit with
badass
Barbara.
woman? You couldn't have her, watching, we talked about this a ton. She was the best women's wrestler, what was it, 2018, 2019?
Yeah,
She was the number
her and
one.
Asuka.
She could go over and work for Hogan.
When she was in NXT, she was killing it. She's got all this experience. She's so fluid
Maybe
in the
we'll see her
ring.
in WoW.
She makes almost zero mistakes.
AEW will snag her
And you're
up.
telling me you don't have a fucking spot for her? That's dumb.
Marina Shafir being one of the Death Riders,
Yeah.
she would be perfect to fit in with Moxley and them.
And the big
She'd
one.
be the perfect fit.
Marina Shafir. She's
I
one of
just
the
don't want to
UFC
see her in
MMA girls, right?
Yeah.
I don't.
Another big one on the list is Dakota Kai.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Dakota Kai. She's been with the WWE for what, 6 fucking years?
Multi-time tag team champion, multi-time NXT women's champion.
And you don't got a spot for her, but don't worry.
BFAB still has a job.
We'll throw Becky Lynch in the
Yeah.
tag team match randomly so she can take the
Just-
fucking women's intercut. Oh, stupid. Anyway, so this is a complete list of people who've been released, not only from the releases yesterday, but so far in the year of 2025, and we're only 5 months in. Occam, Blair Davenport, Braun Strowman again, Carmella, Cedric Alexander, Cora Jade, Dakota Kai, Duke Hudson, Eddie Thorpe, who was my guy on NXT,
So glad he's gone.
Fucking
So glad he's
stupid.
gone.
Dude,
Electra-
Hudson.
Electra Lopez.
Hey, he could be a DJ. It'll be fun.
Yeah, Duke
Yeah,
Hudson.
he's been gone for a while.
Yeah.
Eddie Thorpe, Electra Lopez, Gigi Dolan, Giovanni Vinci, Isla Dawn, Jakara Jackson, Javier Bernal, Joe Coffey, Carl Anderson, Katana Chance, Kaden Carter, another established tag team.
Great tag team.
How do you have a tag team?
Well, you know where
division
what's
for
her face
women
will go back to.
and 3 shows, and a 4th show that you're working with that have their own women's tag team division? and
Katana
you
Chance will
don't have
will go
room?
back to the American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah,
Honestly, I can see them both doing very well in WoW.
yeah. Luke
Yeah.
Gallows, Mark Coffey, Ora Mensa, Paul Ellering, Razor, Riley Osborne, Shayna Baszler, Sonya Deville, and Wolfgang.
Just,
Gross.
I mean, I get it. You have companies, you have to pay wrestlers, and cuts happen. We say the
Cuts
same.
happen all
We
the
say
time.
the
The
same.
wrong
But when they're the
It's the
wrong
wrong,
ones.
yeah, right.
Well, last year it was Shelton Benjamin,
Bobby
Braun
Lashley.
Strowman, Bobby Lashley. I mean, we had this big round of cuts that we didn't understand then either.
But
It's
honestly, I don't really miss them. I haven't missed them, but Shayna, I will.
Shelton, I miss.
Shayna, yeah, Shelton has a place everywhere.
Yeah.
He's one of the best fucking things on AEW television
Shelton, I
right now.
definitely miss.
The Hurt Business is where it's at. If you're not watching AEW,
Duke Hudson, I
I
miss.
highly recommend
Yes.
Dynamite just
Especially now that
just
Chase
for
U's
that.
back.
Yeah.
Duke Hudson would have been. It was a great talent.
Who
Gigi
knows?
Dolan.
They may even bring them back now. Who knows?
Let's
You never
bring
know.
up the mood a little bit. Go ahead and answer the next one, John. Indy Hartwell signs with TNA Wrestling.
Hey,
Yay!
we like her.
Mrs. Loomis. Indie Wrestling.
And
Yeah.
she was released the end of last year, was she not?
Yes.
Yeah.
She was in the last big round of
Yeah.
cuts before the end of the year.
Poor Indy.
I'm glad she wasn't too bad.
No,
they
she's
just
pretty
didn't do anything with her.
Yeah,
Well, she's very talented too. She was trained under Khali.
yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. She'll do well in TNA.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, she's and here's the thing with the NXT influx, there are already people she's wrestled.
And I will say TNA,
You know what I mean? Or people she's grown up in the business with.
TNA is obviously their own independent company. They're
Yeah.
not owned completely by the WWE. So who's to say some of this talent isn't going to land there anyway?
I hope Shayna does.
Right.
I would love to see Gigi Dolan and Shayna show up. Shayna Baszler versus Tessa Blanchard could sell out fucking a full-time arena.
Oh yeah, every bit of it.
Like, do it.
What about the no, she's
I like
not
Masha Slamovich myself.
Oh, Masha Slamovich and Shayna. Run that motherfucker
Cora
24/7.
Jade, Cora Jade just wrestled for the Knockouts title a couple months back. Cora Jade would be a great place in the
Honestly, TNA, their Knockouts division is one of the best women's divisions. They've always been.
Yeah.
Has always been. We've always
between them
talked
and
about
NXT, there's a future.
Yeah.
There.
So yeah, if they can hire as many of those women as possible, I think that's what TNA should focus on. In the early 2000s, TNA's big thing was they had the best tag team division on the fucking planet.
Ever.
If you didn't watch 2005 TNA, you had the top tag teams from all over in a company that produced tag team wrestling like
Yes.
it should
It was
produce tag team wrestling. They sort of hit this fault line in the mid 2010s.
When Hogan and Bischoff and Dixie Carter took over, because Bischoff has
Has always said he hates tag team
never
wrestling.
been a fan of tag team wrestling.
But one thing they did right was really pad women's wrestling and keep building it, and
Yep.
TNA's never stopped doing that.
No.
So, like-
Knockouts titles up there in my mind
Yeah.
as being one of the top belts.
If not the top belt in
Yeah.
the company half
Yeah.
the time.
Is that where Gail Kim went? And she's the one that revolutionized.
Yeah, buddy, her and Awesome Kong.
I was
Mickey
book-
James
Yeah.
has a little bit of a shout and,
So I've been
or a
reading
little
it.
bit of dog in that
Getting all
fight.
that
Beautiful
information
People.
Yeah.
Beautiful People was the highest number by number
Like the
ratings puller for TNA for almost 2 years straight. And that's back when they were doing 4 million to 7 million views a
They
week.
were amazing.
I'm
right?
gonna have to go back and watch them.
There was
Yeah.
that dark period of ghosts and hallways, and then we got back to wrestling.
Yeah, but then we're
I like
talking
to
about-
take personally. I'd like for us to take credit on TNA's boom because we started covering them on this show, and our segment was called "Taking an Impact" because it was such a fucking joke.
It was so bad.
And now it's up there as
But-
one of the better ones on TV.
Hilariously, we
I would
decided
selfishly take some credit for that.
we decided not
secretly watching.
to deliberately watch TNA, and then as a joke at my old house, the three of us were like, "Oh, let's just like throw an episode on."
Yep.
And we throw it on, and it was the worst dog shit wrestling
It
show
was so bad.
ever. And then like 3 weeks later, we're like, let's try it again. And then the main event was the North versus the Motor City Machine Guns
It was
in
amazing.
a fucking 5-star tag team match. It was legit. So like, yeah, they quickly got their shit together.
Which is great.
So
Love
good for TNA.
wrestling.
I've
And it's
always
looking excellent.
always been a TNA guy.
Yeah. Hey, it's a Trick Willie Walker bar.
Trick Willy Wonka. You like nougat in your mouth? Put it in your mouth and suck it, and suck it, and suck it, and suck it.
And
It'll
here-
never lose its
it'll
flavor.
never lose its flavor.
Almonds come separately, bitch.
Now in milk and dark chocolate.
You can get darker chocolate, but it's going to be an extra $69.99 payment.
That's right.
Trick
Only.
Willy Wonka. Swear when you ride.
All right.
Another
so,
TNA acquisition.
Yeah. Robert Stone is actually a liaison, like what's her face. He
Yeah.
still works for the WWE.
Yeah.
But that's Alicia Fox.
Yes, it is.
Or whatever they're calling her now.
Yeah,
She
whatever
looks-
her name will be in TNA.
She looks great sober.
Yeah.
She's been sober now for a couple of years.
She's killing it.
Basically, this
We'll
is
see.
how we influx NXT talent
Yeah.
and make it viable.
Who was Robert Stone back in the TNA days?
Oh, he's
He was
Robbie E.
Robbie E. That's right. It was the
Jersey Shore.
Jersey Shore knockoff.
Him and DJZ.
And they ended up bringing in.
together to right now.
Yeah, they ended up bringing in Snooki and a couple
Him and
others.
DJZ, who is now
It was so bad.
Walking Wild of the LWO.
Walking Wild, yeah, you're right.
It was so bad.
So good.
What
No,
a-
he was good as a fist pumper.
What a
It was
day.
Great.
What a day in TNA to be alive.
Here's the deal. He made his career in TNA, so this
Yeah.
makes total sense, really.
This will be what
Makes me wonder if Evolve's getting canceled.
I wouldn't be.
The only reason I say that is because he was their announcer,
I wouldn't be surprised.
and they're
to me-
releasing talent.
To me, it's,
And they did release a
It's-
lot of Evolve.
it's not the best show.
I don't-
didn't
Or
care
maybe it
for
didn't get picked up for another season.
Well, I don't
Possibly.
see that being the case yet because I believe.
Or do you think maybe they're going to change the influx of the show in a different way?
I think they'll want to keep Tubi as an open avenue because that's where a lot of
People who don't have satellite.
Yeah, a lot of people who don't
Yeah.
pay for anything go to watch TV.
I don't know. It's very interesting right now. We're at the precipice of something that's going to be.
And weirdly enough, too, Pluto, and I don't know why I just now thought of this. Pluto has a TNA channel
Yes.
and
So does Roku.
and a AAA channel.
Yes.
Mostly
And-
plays like old AAA
And
wrestling.
something called Fight that has Canadian wrestling on it.
British wrestling on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I watch a lot of that channel. It's
I wanna
actually
bring back-
pretty good.
What was it called? Pro Wrestling Professionals from South Africa. That was a cool fucking wrestling show.
let's
That's
see.
where PJ Black
Yeah,
came from.
That's where Justin Gabriel came
Yeah,
from.
PJ Black.
Hit us with the next one, Big Bad John. What we got?
Yeah, motherfucker.
All
We
right.
don't need shit about wrestling.
Figured this would be an interesting concept. You want to stay up wide here for a few. These men on the screen right now are one title away from being Grand Slam champions. Shinsuke Nakamura just needs the WWE Championship.
John Cena needs the Intercontinental Championship.
CM Punk has never been United States champion,
Nor has Cody Rhodes.
which shocks me, honestly.
Honestly, well, he was the IWGP United States champion.
Yeah.
Same time he was the NWA World Champion.
Main event Jey Uso also needs the U.S. champ.
And Drew McIntyre may well pick it up this weekend at
happened.
BackLash and name himself a Grand Slam champion.
Sheamus, Intercontinental titleist. I think it's a Mandela effect, dude, because I remember him having.
swear to God, Sheamus had the
White one.
Intercontinental title and it had the white strap.
I did too, but apparently not.
I don't know. That's
Well, I mean,
weird.
I thought Kurt Henning's name was Henning this whole fucking time until here recently.
And also, Damian Priest needs the Intercontinental Championship as well.
Well, let's hope Damian Priest can find a niche. That way he can stay around long enough to do so. Because his character has really fell the fuck off. It has not been enjoyable since he left the fucking Judgment Day, in my opinion. Money in the Bank was a good idea, and then they squandered it.
This says he's never been.
I
I
know.
just looked
I
it
don't
up.
understand it.
I could have sworn he had the, but maybe not. Maybe it was
Barrett.
he like held it up after he
Well, him and Barrett were in a
Kicked somebody
group
in the
together,
face
and I
or
believe
something.
Wade was Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah.
Maybe he carried it for him.
Yeah, something.
I remember vividly in my head him with the white strap.
Yeah, so do I. As soon as you said that, I was like,
Yep.
he had the one with the white
I
one.
said the same thing when I seen it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next week you tell us about your research on it.
All right,
All
yeah,
right,
I'll look
we're
into
gonna get
it.
to the bottom of this.
All right, go ahead and listen to the next
We
one.
got your back, Sheamus. Don't let him lie to you.
All right, these are some facts I found on the WWE Championship.
Ooh, I like WWE Championship
So-
Facts.
We, of course, our current champion,
John Cena.
John Cena. Buddy Rogers
Uh-huh.
was the first WWF
World Heavyweight Champion.
heavyweight champion. John Cena has the most reigns with 14
'Cause he was
WWE
world champion
Championship.
twice.
Yes. Which that's one more than Hogan, if I'm not mistaken. The longest reign for the WWE Championship comes in at 2,803 days, and that is Bruno Sammartino. The shortest reign, however, can anyone guess who the shortest WWE champion was?
Wasn't it Drew McIntyre? No, he was the world champion. Drew McIntyre.
That was the world title. I'm talking about the WWE Championship, the heavyweight
I was
championship.
just looking at this.
I couldn't
and
tell you.
remembered.
Andre the Giant.
That's short.
He lost to Hulk Hogan when they did the twin referees
Uh-huh.
spot, and once he won the title, he then presented it to the $1 Million Man.
And gave it up. That's right. That's right.
What? Let's see.
Less
1
than-
minute 48 seconds.
Yeah.
So he wanted to give it to someone else.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he
Interesting.
called it the World,
World
Tag Team Championship when he handed it to him.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Andre didn't need a fucking belt. Oldest champion. Can anyone tell me who the oldest man to ever be champion was?
Was it Vincent Kennedy McMahon?
It was Mr. Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Uh,
Or
Would have
whomever
been-
was underneath him now. I
He
don't know
would
if
have
they
been, at the time, in his 50s.
How about the heaviest WWE champion?
Would that not be the Big Show?
No, he's on the screen.
Oh,
Andre?
no.
Oh,
He outweighed the Big Show at the time?
Yes, Yokozuna coming in at a massive 568 pounds.
Yeah, Big Show really only got up to like 530 at his heaviest. So
Yeah. He
That's
actually
crazy.
topped out at 700 before he passed away.
That's crazy.
How about the lightest world WWE heavyweight champion?
That'd be
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio.
Yes. Can you guess the weight?
One. Hang on.
169.
He's, I think, billed at one. I'm gonna go 155.
No, I'm gonna say probably right around 175.
175.
Yeah.
Is what it is. All right, youngest champion. This
I
last
was
one I've
going
got for
Price
it.
is Right.
The youngest WWE
WWE
World
champion.
Champion was
Yes.
Brock Lesnar at 23 years old.
25 years old.
Was 25?
But yes, it was Brock Lesnar.
Orton was
yes.
the youngest world
Yes.
champion at 24.
Yes.
He was 24.
Wasn't there
Yeah.
a kid
Yes.
that won a belt too?
No, it's a world title. Yeah, the kid
Yeah.
won the tag team
Tag
title.
team titles.
And he'll be known as
And the
2004
UK
SummerSlam
champion was Tyler Bate at 18
And then, well, no, Tyler Bate was 19.
or 19.
And then the youngest active real wrestler was Sylvain Grenier whenever he won the tag team titles with La Resistance at 19.
Renee, you sure wasn't Renee?
But yeah, with
Renee
one of the
Dupree.
two.
Yeah, one of them French guys. Hit us with the next one, Big Bad John. All right. As you can see, Carmella, who was also released this year, her contract wasn't renewed by
yeah.
Shotzi, announcing
had
that her
health
and Corey
issues.
Graves are yet again expecting.
That may have been why they
Now, don't
didn't
get me wrong.
renew her.
Didn't they have a difficulty with the pregnancy last year? Or am I thinking of a different couple?
It's a different couple. They had their baby last year.
Okay, all right.
But she had complications coming back off of it to where something in her legs during pregnancy.
Yeah.
Now she can't lift her toes.
That's why
Yeah.
she.
That's why she had to retire. And the timing looks like it'd probably be right around the time Corey decided not to no-show NXT, and then got told when he got home she gave him some of that nuka, and he went back to fucking work.
That's
Well,
right.
'cause he has to.
Take your ass to work, boy.
Because
Hey.
here's the deal: AEW ain't looking, Rip.
No.
In TNA, they've got Kermit the Frog.
You
So
know-
they ain't looking either.
They used to say TNA's hiring.
Did you-
TNA ain't hiring no more.
Did you see that Josh Matthews is now a producer for AEW backstage? The guy who won should have won the first Tough Enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, now he's in
I
AEW.
did not know that.
Yeah, as a producer, just
Huh.
recently.
Cool.
Cool.
I thought that was interesting.
Well, congratulations to Corey and Carmella.
Yeah, 100%. Dance break.
I bet you their kids are beautiful.
I bet you they own a fucking like bunch of Converse.
Probably.
I would.
Yeah.
Leopard skin. and
Leopard
stuff.
skin. Proud of that.
Jersey accents
that.
when they cry.
Right.
Ah.
Ah. All right, Big Bad John, take us to the next one. Hey, you can buy our merch at streamlabs.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown. I don't have a jingle for it. Just buy our shit.
It's perfect.
Go buy it.
Perfect.
You can also
fucking
find
jingle.
us at Facebook at facebook.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown. You can follow us on X at ProWrestlingTV. You can send us an email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. You can follow us on TikTok at ProWrestlingThrowdown1. And again, check out streamlabs.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown, where you can access the
Merch!
and over at the
Merch store.
buy our merch.
Buy all our merch.
Yeah.
Great Mother's Day presents. I'm just saying.
That's right. Your mom would love a sticker with my face on it.
You know, they want the shirt with Twerk and Terry. Not
Twerk
you.
and Terry, baby.
Twerk
You
and
can
Terry.
whistle while you work, but you can't cry while you twerk.
Tyrone there, our shirt guy. He's a pretty cool dude.
What a dumb thing to have said and get put on a t-shirt.
I love it, especially where it was said. Hit us with the next one,
It's-
please.
It's a great memory.
Yeah.
Evolution 2 is scheduled for July 5th.
What's the point? They just fired half the women who work
I
there.
know. Well, we're going to get a mixed talent on this one. The Bella twins let it slip, apparently, in an interview.
Of course they did.
It is the 5th. However, the reason I have Bianca Belair on this is because Bianca Belair is injured
Oh, no.
and will miss
Evolution.
Evolution 2.
That's a damn shame.
I hear that she has an injury from her match at Mania, and they were wanting to do her and
Could they not
Naomi
have-
and Jade all at Evolution.
Did they not have her
Yeah.
on like commentary or something?
Maybe
They could
on
find a job
commentary
for her,
or
yeah.
something, a referee if she could be cleared for that.
Because
But
with
apparently
it being women,
she's-
it'd be nice to see her.
Apparently she's banged up, and after the fucking killer fight that those 3 girls had at WrestleMania, she takes some time off.
You know what it's going to end up being, don't you? It's going to end up being like all the champions versus all the champions from all 4 shows now.
I actually would rather see that than
It'll
what
be
I
a
think
fatal
they're gonna
4-way
get.
between WWE
To be honest.
World, NXT, and TNA Women's Champion.
Both
It'll be a
sets of tag
fatal
champs.
4-way between the fucking second tier champions. Is there now a women's second tier title in TNA, like the women's X Division title or some bullshit?
Nope.
Oh, they don't have one yet.
Not yet.
Still only have the Knockouts tag and the Knockouts single tag.
Okay, well, good for them.
The media championship could be held by either
Yeah.
or, but then they changed it when Macklin won it to the international,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, but it'll be a bunch of multiple
I love the blue
matches.
strap, by the way. The blue strap on that belt looks nice.
Yeah.
Instead of another fucking black and gold fucking crotch
Yeah.
billboard is basically what it is. It's a
I can't
billboard
believe
for
they
your
don't
penis.
have a women's X Division title by now. I don't know why they're sticking.
It's kinda
But I
odd.
feel like they rolled one out a couple
NWA
years
has
ago.
one. NWA has one.
Yeah.
But they're no longer with the NWA.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll also see if they don't include more companies like AAA and all the other ones under their umbrella right now.
I'd be okay with it.
And
Give me
you know-
that rather than just a WWE pay-per-view.
Give me that rather than just a bunch of fucking 4-ways and triple threat matches.
I just don't want to see Becky Lynch be in the main event,
You know.
or Charlotte, or any of that shit.
Give me some good shit.
Go down and get some of them fucking Mexican wrestlers, that luchadoras that
Go
fucking,
get sexy
Actually, they
star.
won't.
That's who you need.
They won't go and get any of the
Go get
Mexican
that crazy
luchadors
bitch.
because the luchadors will wrestle roughshod over
100%.
all of the fucking women in WWE, with the exception of a few.
Yeah, true.
No.
You don't want to book sexy star?
No.
Oh, she doesn't wrestle anymore.
No.
Clearly, she got ran out of fucking town.
Yeah, and then she tried to come out without the mask and under a different hood
Yeah.
at one time too, and they were like, "Well, bitch, we know who you are."
What do you
Stop it.
Speaking of white hoods, what do you think about Tessa Blanchard versus Charlotte Flair?
I think whoever their plastic surgeon is wins. To be honest.
Tessa
with you.
Blanchard and Charlotte Flair could be a build match for that. Daughter of Horseman versus Daughter of the Horseman.
Yeah.
For Evolution 2, and that would draw some fans.
That would draw quite a bit.
That would be
watch.
something that would be billable. And I know people fucking don't like Tessa, but she can work and she does draw,
You can't discredit
and
her,
she's
her
got
athletic
and
ability.
she's got a name.
Yeah.
She's a Blanchard.
I'd be
So
okay with it.
Wrestling is very forgiving in that regard.
I'd like to see her and Bailey. To be honest,
Yeah.
her and Bailey.
Her
I
and
think
Bailey would be good.
Would make money.
Her and really any of the women over
Anybody?
there would be fucking fine. All right, Big Bad John. Well, now that we know that Evolution 2 is coming, why don't you roll us on to the next one? Crown Jewel in Perth, Australia.
The Saudi Arabian audience will not get a pay-per-view this year because they have the Rumble in January.
Yeah.
So Crown Jewel will take place in Perth the Friday before, the Monday after.
All right.
All in Western Australia. So we're actually going to also get a live show from 2 live shows plus the pay-per-view.
Can't wait to see Grayson Waller in the main event of a bullshit pay-per-view.
It won't be Grayson Waller, it'll be Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Aleister Black.
Malachi, he's Dutch. He's not from Australia.
No, but I mean, he'll probably be on the card.
Yeah.
He better be on the card. Hit us with the next one, Big
What
Bad
about
Job. But I
Zarya?
thought that was interesting.
Do you think they bring Zarya in?
Oh, yeah, Zarya probably. So here's the deal. Somebody put up this on Facebook and said, what if Shawn Michaels in 1993 jumped ship and went to WCW? Right in the athletic peak of Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
These were some of the matches that were brought up,
Shawn Michaels and Arn Anderson.
which would be sick as shit. See him come in for the super kick and eat a fucking spine buster.
Yeah.
Would be sick as fuck.
Take my money.
Him and Brad Armstrong from the Wild Southern Boys.
Yeah. I could see it. I don't know how much it has to offer, but I could see it.
Him
Shawn Michaels and Sting at Halloween Havoc. Fuck me.
take all the money.
That was our dream match.
Yeah,
Forever.
still is.
Yeah. They can still
I'd
have
still
it.
buy
They can
it.
still
I'd
have it.
still buy it.
Sting and the Great Muta at Fall Brawl.
Would've been sick.
Take my money. Take every
been
fucking
sick.
red cent.
Have him and Bulldog do their
Run it back
thing
at
over there at
Slamboree.
Slamboree, and of course,
Starrcade '93, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels versus the Nature Boy Ric Flair. But we're not talking about the Ric Flair. He retired in 2009. We're talking about a Ric Flair who was 16 years younger, still in his prime, against an early up-and-coming Shawn Michaels. Then you can proceed to take my money.
Yeah.
And
I would have bought every pay-per-view that year.
1993 Michaels versus 93 Surfer Sting. Come on, Shelley. Come on.
I'd have paid it for every one of those pay-per-views. Every one of them. Just for
You know, there's another match on here you could have had that I don't think anybody ever thinks about when Shawn Michaels goes to WCW.
Ricky the Dragon?
No, that's a great one, and I'm actually surprised I didn't think that. Shawn Michaels in 93 versus flying fucking Brian Pillman in 1993.
Maybe that's who that is up there.
Instead of Brad Armstrong?
Maybe that's who that is, but I thought it was Brad Armstrong.
Can you bring that corner all the way up, Johnny? The one that says the WCW.
Battle.
I thought Brian Pillman was great.
He's so
That
great.
would have been.
But 1993 Pillman and 93 Michaels?
That would have been fantastic. Man.
I believe that is...
That's not Brian Pillman.
No, that's not Brian
Yeah.
Pillman. That's who I thought that was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it's supposed to be Brian Pillman and they added the wrong picture.
Could be.
But either way,
Yeah, and then also Michaels and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Fuck. Yeah.
Would have been sexy.
Also,
Stunning Steve.
Stunning Steve Austin, Jushin Thunder Liger for a little bit of fucking difference would have been cool.
Well, I mean, you could have put him against, let's see, 93. Johnny B. Bad.
Who was fantastic in WCW at the
Dustin
time.
Rhodes, a young Dustin
Dustin?
Rhodes. You put him against Dusty in 93.
Yeah. Yeah, he still could have got a piece of Dusty in 93.
Yeah. Rick Rude was in WCW at that time wrestling
Yeah, but
Sting.
he was. I don't know that. I don't know that that's what I would have done that early. Not 93, maybe around 96.
Yeah.
Just
When
'cause I
Rude
like
was on
him,
his
I'd
way
say
out.
Parka.
I could see Shawn Michaels and La Parka doing some business. Shawn Michaels and some of the early luchadors, especially
Marcus
I'm
Bagwell.
trying to think of all their names.
Psychosis.
Psychosis.
What do you think about Shawn Michaels and Psychosis in 93? That would have been fucking dope.
That would have been sick.
Conan even?
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many possibilities.
Of course, the big one wouldn't have been able to happen for another 4 years, but Shawn Michaels and Diamond Dallas Page, baby.
I'd have been sick.
Bang!
That would have been
Shawn
93. I
Michaels
mean,
and
you
Jerry
could.
the King.
They only touched once in
He'd have been
WWE history, but you could have also ran back Macho Man.
Yeah.
They wrestled
Michaels
each
and
other
Mach.
once for the WWE Championship in '93 before he jumped ship to WCW. That last time, and it was on a WWF home video.
Yeah.
It was just a throw-off match on a live show, but they've only wrestled each other that one time. And Macho Man, basically to the end of his career, always stated that was the one match he wished he could have ran back, was with Shawn Michaels after he had seen what Michaels was capable of, and it just didn't take place.
Michaels and Juventud Guerrera.
Hoovy would have been more 95, wouldn't he?
Well, he was still floating around with
Still
those
floating
Joes
around
and
there?
Man.
That would be good. It would be good.
I'm gonna have
Eddie,
Yeah, Eddie. I mean, early
Benoit.
Pegasus Kid. Yeah, Benoit would have been Jericho even early on. Young Jericho, perhaps.
Yeah, that'd been young
Young Jericho.
That'd been pretty cool.
Or
That would have been good, yeah.
Alex Wright. Of course, that would have been closer to 95, 96.
Yeah, Alex Wright, I think was 90.
But Das
90,
Wonder Kid
95.
versus Heartbreak Kid would have been a little bit of
would
fun.
have been would have been a whole lot of fun.
Damn, Shawn Michaels could have fucking tore it up in WCW
Yep.
with everybody. Imagine Shawn Michaels and Raven in like 97.
How about Michaels and Vader in '93?
Oh, Vader then, that Vader would have beat the fuck out of Shawn
I know
Michaels
it
for
would have
yelling
been
at
so
him.
good. Cactus Jack,
Yeah,
Little
Mick
Michaels
would
and
have beat the
Cactus
fuck
Jack.
out of him too.
they'd have made it look good.
Yeah,
though.
Vader would have knocked his fucking head in WCW in '93. He only got the stroke he had in WWF because of Vince. Vader would have beat him fucking senseless.
He'd have beat him with Brian Pillman.
I have a question from the Tough Broads perspective.
Yo,
Who could you see him wrestling versus an intergender match?
In
So-
WCW in '93, it'd have to be Medusa
let's start saying Medusa.
or Bull Nakano.
Really,
Anybody? Luna Vachon would have been a great fucking
since she was his
Yeah.
manager at one point.
great.
Sherry.
Pair off
Sherry
there.
was still active at the time.
If you want to go a little bit more modern day, people that I think would have given or give him a decent, like a
Rhea
good.
Ripley.
I don't think Rhea when I think Michaels because I think they have to have
No.
a little bit more flash. Maybe Charlotte Flair.
Thea Hale.
Thea Hale's an interesting one. I don't hate that.
Stephanie McCure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because of the Mexican influence. You know, he was trained in Texas.
Jose
Julia.
Lothario.
Him and Julia would be cool.
Him and Julia would be badass.
If we don't have to stay specifically in the WWE, Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels versus Timeless Tony Storm.
Oh yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Now that could you imagine like all the shit he would talk to her, but like just
And she'd just
all the
look at him
dirty-
like,
all the
okay,
dirty
big boy
promos,
and
yeah.
shit. Yeah, it'd be great.
I want to make you proud.
that'd be so good. I'd watch that sex tape. I don't even care.
I'd watch it minus Shawn Michaels too. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Also Thunder Rosa.
Yeah.
Michaels and Thunder Rosa would have been some
Maybe
good
Jazzy
business.
Gilbert.
Even early.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Alpha
Yeah.
female.
Yeah.
What about? Oh shit! What's her name? Don't tell me.
Well, we
can't.
can.
I hope
God
not.
damn it. Beulah McGillicuddy.
Cuddy. Yeah.
Would have been some hardcore, hard-hitting
Yeah.
shit. Did you know? I don't know. Just speaking of Beulah, this reminded me. Triple H, whenever the WWE was helping out ECW, volunteered all the time to go and wrestle ECW pay-per-views, and Vince kept telling him no. Anytime they had the opportunity, Vince would ask, and Triple H was always at the first guy. It's like, I'd fucking love to go over there and wrestle their guys.
Yeah.
And all the time they were like, no, but could you imagine that fucking Triple H? Well,
Triple H
let's
and
do one
Trainer
of
would be
these
sick.
our own next week for Triple H in ECW. And
Triple
we'll,
H and ECW. Damn,
yeah,
I'd bet
but we'll talk about it next week. And that way we'll keep a segment like this rolling, where we'll take a superstar every week
I'm ready
and we'll
for
put
that.
them either in a different time period or a different company or a different, very specific things.
I'm in.
And
That'd be
we'll
fun.
talk about what we would have done with them. The
Be a
new
nice little
segment
discussion
coming to the
piece.
show next
great.
week.
That'd be
Starting
great.
this week, but coming next week.
All right. Hit us with the next one, John. Yeah, that's a good idea, man. All right, so this coat.
Seth Franklin.
Look at the price.
10,000 euros.
Yeah.
Is that like 15,000 American?
Yeah.
You're a jackass. Now, actually, that's probably provided.
It was. It
By-
was provided by the.
By the
But here's the deal. I would be so fucking nervous in a wrestling setting
especially
to
with,
fuck up that jacket in any
and
way.
we're not even talking about like the wrestling part of it. We're talking about all the fucking idiots who would rib you when you're wearing it. Wah, 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 wah,
Walk
wah,
up
wah,
behind you and take dirty fingers and rub it
Yeah,
across the
fuck
back
you.
or something.
I would smack the shit out of you. Of course, you shouldn't be wearing a $10,000 jacket anyway.
10,000 euros equals $11,301.35.
An $11,000 jacket.
Fuck you.
It
My
I'd be so
house-
nervous. I'd have a fucking anxiety
The
attack.
car that I drive isn't worth
was probably
$11,000.
given to him.
My
Yeah, it was
mom bought
probably
her
like
house
the-
for just a little more than that.
Yeah, right? I bought a trailer 2 years ago for less than half of that. Go fuck yourself, Seth Rollins.
Also, it's kind of cool looking.
It is.
Hit us with an extra
I
shot.
know.
You know what it reminds me of? Those old 90s, early 2000s felt flame dragon shirts you could get.
So you know how the
Exactly what I
WWE,
thought.
you know how the WWE's been buying properties?
Uh-huh. Braun Breakers, AC Slater, Sami Zayn, and Screech, Logan Paul, and Zach Morris.
When I first
Zach
saw
Morris
this,
is trash.
when I first saw this, I didn't realize it was wrestlers.
Yeah,
I didn't either.
that's awesome. Who,
I love
Do
it.
a double take.
who would be Kelly Kapowski?
Becky Lynch. She has the sharper features.
Yeah.
What about
Jesse or
Jesse.
Lisa Turtle. Lisa Turtle.
Bianca Belair?
Yeah, it would have to
Bianca? What about my girl Legs?
Jesse.
be.
Jessie.
Could she just be herself?
I would prefer Charlotte Flair. Charlotte's got the legs for Jessie. She's the tallest broad in the WWE.
And the attitude.
yeah.
Suck up
Well,
bitch attitude.
Tori would be Becky Lynch, the leather jacket wearer.
Oh, that's
The one that was
true.
only there for a
Yeah.
while.
So excited.
I'm so scared. Caffeine.
It's caffeine pills.
Would Chelsea Green be Tiffany?
Oh, that's a good one for
Kelly?
Lisa.
Kelly. Lisa, or not Lisa. Well, Lisa has to be Bianca because
Oh yeah, sorry, Jessie.
Jessie.
Yeah, that's a good one for
100%.
Jessie.
I would also like to watch her Showgirls when she decides to leave this new upcoming Saved by the Bell like the original Jessie did.
That's right.
Yeah, she did.
Who would be the principal?
Shit out there.
That's what I was about to ask. Who would be?
She-
What's his name? Principal. It starts with a B, right?
Belding.
Belding.
She
Oh, Paul Heyman.
She rubbed the fuck.
Paul Hayden. Perfect.
She rubbed the fuck out of that dude.
He kind of reminded me of.
She
Paul-
pushed that bitch down the
Perfect.
stairs. So
Paul
just saying.
Heyman as Belding would be perfect.
Yeah.
Dennis
Zach
Haskins.
Morris, what are you doing?
No, let's just keep Dennis Haskins. You know he looks like Paul Heyman.
I
now.
want Dennis Haskins to do Paul Heyman's job. I want Haskins to now be the tribal chief or the wise man.
That'd be great.
And Paul Heyman go be the principal of what was their high school? Bellevue?
Bayside.
Bayside High. All right, Big Bad
What if
John.
you want to go to the middle school years? What about that female teacher? Who would you have?
Mrs. Bliss.
Ooh.
Linda McMahon.
Linda McMahon.
Okay.
Yeah, I could. Stephanie McMahon maybe now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I don't know.
Steph could teach me whatever she wanted to.
Steph could teach a whole bunch of things.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, she could.
R&R Modern Creations. Guys,
teach a whole
everything
bunch of
you
stuff.
see done for our show is done through R&R Modern Creations. All the digital upgrades, all the graphics, all the music, all the slides, all the text, everything that makes this show tick, R&R Modern Creations.
The fun
That
things.
is all Big Bad John and the Tech Master T putting in all that hard work. We've also got all the graphics that they do, the wood etching. They make stickers, custom pieces. We've got custom pretty much everything. Right now, even for PWT, we've got custom made dog tags, custom made coasters, so many different things. Magnets, and that's
We're giving out his presents during the WrestleMania night.
weekend.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, guys, if you've got a show that you're doing and you don't really know a lot about the computer side of it, contact R&R Modern Creations. Have Sweet Tea and Big Bad John help you bring your show up to code.
Agreed.
And if you've got a couple of odds and ends that you want to make custom made, birthdays are coming up. Christmas is going to be here before you know it.
Party
Sneaks up on
favors.
everybody.
Well, here's the deal. Summertime equals farmer's market.
Yeah.
Joe.
So if there's anything you might have in mind, check them out. R&R Modern Creations. Contact Sweet Tea or Big Bad John at facebook.com/R&R Modern Creations for all of your custom and digital needs.
They'll get you drunk. Hit us with the next one, please.
No, we get you high.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Here are the new cartoon stickers and T-shirt designs that were made by G-Unit.
G-Unit. She's also part of the R&R Modern Creations. These are some of the graphics.
Everyone is represented.
Yep.
And what's messed up is that's exactly the gear that I wore when I wrestled. That looks exactly like the shit I used to wear.
Yeah, and mine, when I wore a singlet,
Yeah.
looks about right.
Yeah, the hair specifically.
I like how
Oh, yeah,
Max
yeah.
looks like Randy Orton.
Yeah. We're all covered in blood because we don't fuck around.
That's right. We're here to kill.
I'm not. I got a random tattoo on my arm for some
Sweet
reason.
Tea looking like
A glow
looking like
girl.
right out of glow. That's exactly what I was about to say. Right out of glow.
I'm going for wow.
We got bloody Big Bad John, and of course
Looking
the
like
professional.
Pondo.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Me killing it.
The professional just looks like she's here to whoop ass.
And of course that
Take
middle
names.
one, I'm gonna put on a T-shirt.
Yeah, that's our promo.
I'm gonna put all these are gonna be on
hardcore.
T-shirts and shit going forward.
Yeah, so check them out. They'll be at the merch
They're
store
super
coming
cool. We all have our own sections. We can make sections on the merch store.
soon. We can make sections. I can have sections.
How many
for you.
sections you gonna make?
I mean, I've had some sections, Luke. I think sections is healthy.
But the question is, would you like a portion?
Big Bad John, take us up the road.
Yeah, that's
Get out
really
of this.
cream of the crop.
All right. So
Rise to the top.
these are crazy mug shots. We're gonna have fun with these.
Oh Lord.
This dude looks like he come from let's see, Middle Earth and Dragon Ball Z at the same time.
His hair just forgot which way to grow,
First off,
so it picked a side.
you know,
Looks like his
Shaved it that way.
lips got into an argument with his
you know?
forehead.
You
They
can
were
tell.
having an
It's
argument and
perfectly
decided to
even.
separate for a while.
Yeah.
Maybe he just doesn't grow there.
No.
well,
that's
see,
too
this
perfect.
the left side's for thinking, and the right side's for loving. They call him two parts. Here's
Two
the
parts.
next one, please. All right, let's see. Oh, that kid's
poor kid.
upset.
Oh, that would be me.
Yeah. Well, his dad's the sheriff, and he.
What
does
I was
put
about to
kids
say,
somewhere.
what do you think he got? What do you think he got arrested for?
By the way, he looks for stealing fucking magic wands.
I'm
I was
going,
gonna say, you look like a
I'm
little
going to
gremlin
say-
goblin.
party got raided He's underage, obviously.
Yeah, one. Oh yeah, one.
Party got raided,
Yeah.
and they just called his mom.
Yeah, they found his illicit
And she
drugs.
told him, "Wait till your dad gets home."
Yeah. And this kid came at it serious. He's got like cocaine. He's got like he bought just.
Well,
baking-
he passed out, and they packed his
Yeah,
body.
it's
It's
just
only
baking
supposed to be
soda.
4 or 5 friends, but they told everybody else, and the whole
Right.
place showed up.
He told 5 friends, and they told 5 friends, and that was like 30 people right there.
Right? Hit us with the
Alright.
next one.
Oh.
I wonder what he got arrested for.
Well,
Oh, happy
he didn't pee, did he?
Is that Justin Bieber?
I said he didn't pee, did he?
I hope not. Maybe they ushered him in.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe he's a degenerate.
He was
Oh, no.
drunk. He was drunk on a.
Oh, Biden.
He was drunk the day my mom got out of prison.
He just looks so happy.
He was drunk on the family yacht.
That kid's got some big fucking teeth.
He got some chompers.
Yeah. Heck, you could bite down through a fence post.
That's well, they say that human semen keeps your teeth nice and white. That's what they say. Yeah, there you go. Hit us with the next one, please.
Exactly the show. Oh no. No, son.
Oh my.
Oh, what the hell?
First off, Lex, if he's trying to be Lexus King, he got it wrong.
I was about to say.
How is he black, white, and Latino all in one picture? That's
How
what I'm
can
trying
you
to
be
figure.
clean shaven and greasy all at the same time?
And do you
I
shave?
can let my fingers feel
I think he was
squealy and
going for a
sticky.
business and fry party in the back look.
Johnny,
but
what do you think you
it's
got
like-
busted for? That hairstyle?
Yeah.
Okay,
Them ain't dreadlocks, them shitlocks.
It's a.
the dreadlocks I can kind of get, but why would you shave your chin hair that way?
You've heard of the Kentucky waterfall? That's an LA
I
waterfall.
wonder if he
That's
was.
exactly what that is.
I wonder if he was in the middle of shaving his dreads off.
And somebody just took a candid pic, or somebody kicked at his door. He was like, "I'm gonna change everything, man. I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna go back to the life that
I'm gonna be clean again.
I'm gonna go back to the life my mom could be proud of, man."
Right.
And then, bam!
They're like, Jose Esquada, you in there, motherfucker? It's the police. Yeah.
Incognito.
Sorry, man. My name's Richard.
He said, come on, man, let me shave it. And the fucking
Dave's
police
not
were
here,
like,
man.
the police were like,
That's your
well,
gig, Dave.
we'll get it for you, don't worry.
Yeah. Poor bastard. And then look, you can see where he was trying to line it out.
He was trying something.
Boy, oh boy.
He looked like a cartoon character
You
went
couldn't
wrong.
even put him in witness protection.
Look at his
Witness
mustache.
protection.
It's like, go back real quick. Look at it. Okay, hold on. We'll get to them guys. Right here, look.
I'm sorry. We've already seen
Look,
90-year-old.
that's all right. Look at his mustache.
I see it.
It's drawn in on one side.
Yeah. Well, the other half, you know. Max Shoes kind of looks like that. Tell us.
Go ahead and hit us with the
I'm
crier.
kidding.
Go ahead and hit us with the crier.
This poor guy. They found the weed in his butt, and they just,
Man, I swear that child ain't
they
mine.
didn't even take it easy on him. They just reached right in there and plopped that motherfucker out. And that's why.
She lied, Sheriff.
Fame.
She lied, Sheriff. I never touched her. That looks like to me.
Oh, we're so getting canceled.
Man, how we gotta be? I got a new job to start on Wednesday.
My mom's just let me move back in.
You can't take me to jail.
No, Letitia, I'm sorry.
I ain't ever going back.
I ain't ever go. Man, don't let me call my mom, man. Let me call my mom.
This is the next one. Go ahead.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Fucking. What the hell?
Ladies and gentlemen, Dave
Hulk
Bowie.
Hogan. Hulk Hogan. That's after real American wrestling doesn't take off. That is looks like a kitty on his face.
That's from too much real American.
Let me
beer.
ask you a question. Was this dude at the same party that they stuck the crier with all the drugs?
Yeah.
They drew on him. He passed out.
This poor bastard.
Hey, first off, Pop needed a nap, okay?
He took LSD back in 1976 and just woke up.
He's still in 1976.
He was at Woodstock, man.
Agent Orange was a bitch.
You weren't there, man.
Look at them wrinkles. Look like Maui's fucking water in front of him there. Gosh dang, I like to ski off his forehead.
I could fold his forehead back and turn it into a map.
Also, great pair of shades.
Tremendous. That's drawn on better than the last guy's mustache.
Hey, you ain't just whistling. All right, here's the next one.
That was the Dixie. Oh! Oh my. Hey, how many fucking times have I told you to keep pictures of my exes off of this goddamn show?
She said, you got buttered
She
popcorn?
looks like a witch.
She is a witch.
She looks like a turtle.
Turtle. She is indeed turtly enough for the Turtle Club.
She too turtly for the turtle club.
Even
She gotta go to the Snapper Club or some shit.
Even Raphael was like, hey, bitch.
Let me ask you a question. How did she get that wet?
I just want to know, like,
That's probably
When-
dirty.
Is it
Wait.
wet or does it
I
just...
thought when you took the VHS out, she was supposed to go back into the TV.
Bottom right? She got one of Reggie's shit
That's
locks.
exactly what I thought when I
Yeah.
first saw her.
She looks like Skeletor, Skeletor's methed out sister. Relator.
She's like, wow.
This is the extra
Shit.
funny.
I'll get you too. Oh my.
What?
That's the Sasquatch. We found him.
Holy shit. This poor bastard.
Was it Halloween night?
No, I think no.
No, he's Viking
That-
sex party.
That's Grizzly Adams' son, Robert Adams.
That's not Grizzly. That's
That's Cody
that's
Adams.
Manly Adams.
That's Koala Adams. God, what do you?
That's what the thing looks like
Did he
underneath
skin
all
it?
that
Looks like
hair.
Bam Bam all grown up.
It does look like Bam Bam all grown up.
Oh damn. Bam Bam, but like after some seriously bad life.
Braun Strowman's illegitimate
Pebbles broke
child.
up with
Yeah, that's
me.
like Pebbles took the kids.
He got into cocaine.
He's got a couple DUIs. He totaled the car, broke his
You
foot.
know what's fucked up? I bet his name's like something like Kyler or something.
Right. What's up? I'm Braxton.
we went over to
Chad?
Tanner's house.
I made
We got
this-
White Claw drunk, showed our titties out of the window.
I made this myself.
White Claws, I think he likes Bear Claws.
Well, you definitely tell that.
He loves you, Jenny.
He's looking at you. He's looking in that camera like, first I'm going to eat him.
Right. Do you think he has to put the lotion on the skin?
If he can get it, he have to condition,
You have no
rinse,
idea what
repeat
sort of
that
belly
shit
he's
on
bringing
his
you.
chest.
Old Buffalo Bill.
Wouldn't it be great if that's not a top? That's just fucking hair.
That is his hair.
Is that his chest hair? I thought that was just like a Viking outfit.
Oh no, I thought you said the top. I was like,
No, I'm talking about the fucking chest. Wouldn't it
Yeah.
be great if that was just chest
Oh,
hair?
that's just him being all burly.
He'd
and
put fucking some of Reggie's fucking shit
No,
locks in it.
He
son
was
of Paul
auditioning
Bunyan.
for Craven.
You know what?
Oh,
She makes some Champa's beard oil.
He does.
Keep
need
it less
chocolate
greasy.
beard oil.
We keep it less greasy. I'm just saying.
All right, big bench.
Do we have another one, John? Oh yeah. That is Paul Heyman in a wig. You can't tell me any different.
I was thinking Mimi without the makeup.
That's Paul Heyman in a wig.
Oh,
I immediately thought of John Candy, but he
Mimi,
was way prettier
yeah.
as a woman.
oh, and I was just talking about that movie last night.
You know she probably has a
who's her-
really,
Yeah.
really thick Bronx accent.
Oh man.
Or it's
Hey, how you
Beth,
doing, sweetheart?
the dog the bounty hunter's wife on a bad day.
Oh,
Not enough titty in the
get
picture.
out, bitch.
Unfortunately, she's passed now, but you know.
She looks like.
I mean, she was passed a couple times. She ended up with the dog.
She looks like Meg finally shut up.
Shut up, man. Telling you, Paul Heyman in the 80s.
Yeah, good God.
Hit us with the
Paul
next
Heyman
one,
and Ricky
John.
Morton had a baby.
I buy it.
You can scoot through the front.
You either buy or you go. No soup for you.
It looks like the dirty Q-tip.
It does. Wonder if he'd buy Brian Richards' gear.
Oh,
You could hang T-shirts off that unibrow.
there's so much going
I've
on.
seen a
There's-
better unibrow than from what was
It's Armenian butthead.
There's the unibrow, there's the
Jason.
lack of chin, there's the weird pointy ear, and then there's why is his hair split in the wrong place?
He's part Vulcan, or maybe Romulan.
And he has to talk like
He has
this.
his own ideas. Yeah. You know.
Yeah,
Except with more of a Saudi accent.
Armenian manslaughter.
They call him the tooth.
The tooth,
He has one big tooth in the front. That's it.
just the one.
He's not going to show it to you unless you pay him.
That's right.
That's just how that works.
Buy or get out.
All right, hit us with the next one, John.
My name's Jeff.
So, this is the end of the show. We're going to get a little serious here. Presidential executive order, I said I wouldn't do this, but I have to, is calling for the elimination of federal fundings for public media. This would be a crippling blow for the millions who rely on PBS Kids for quality educational commercial-free content. Get together to make things better. Tell your congressional leaders to support federal funding for public media. And 2, share what you love about public media with your friends and family. For information, you can go to the website underneath. Protect public media, because here's the deal.
They've been trying to
Do
keep
not
for years.
I know, but do not get rid of PBS. PBS is such an instrument in a way a lot of young people learn.
We were
a great
basically raised
Yes.
on PBS.
Not just that, but local. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I understand the times are changing. I understand everything has gone digital or whatnot, but PBS is
Mr. Rogers,
it's good for everyone. I
Reading
think.
Rainbow.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Was it
But
Bob Ross on that?
I was about to say Bob Ross,
Yeah, Bob Ross was.
So when television was designed as a medium,
Sesame
Right.
Street.
the idea was simple. You could broadcast airwaves into people's homes for the sake of advertisement. The deal that they made with Congress was that for 1 hour a day, specifically on every network, every single operating network, which at the time there were only 3 major operating networks,
Yes.
had to produce a news show. And that news show could not be paid for by any sort of sponsorship or media. It all came specifically from government funding as a way to distribute information in a mass medium. That's why half of your broadcast was the national broadcast and the other half was a local broadcast. PBS, during the late 1950s, was established because advertiser-bought media started affecting not only news programming, but educational programming, because at the time, there was a major hunt, or a major competition going on for companies that wanted to buy the right to produce algebra books, history books, and English books for major schools. That's like the Faith McGraw Foundation, right?
Yeah.
So PBS was established as a way to formally educate kids, provide family-friendly, low income quality or low impact quality programming such as Arthur.
Right. I learned my
other
alphabet. I
kids'
learned how to count
Yeah.
all that shit.
And the other thing
before I
about
started
PBS
school.
is that it has always been part of the local live broadcast station, which means it's always been free to low income
Is
homes.
this the one that had Babar on it?
Yes. It's,
Zabooma
Babar the
Sesame
elephant!
Street at
Now,
one point.
If you watched
That was my
If you
jam.
understood the workings of PBS, PBS would orchestrate their programming in such a way that in the morning it would be shows for kids leaving for school. During the daytime, it would be shows like Bob Ross. It would be shows like
For the adults.
Mr.
it would be
Body.
like
Yeah.
Mr. Body, home improvement shows, and also a lot of, at the time in the 90s especially, of nature and weather documentaries.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then they would retailer the programming around 2 o'clock when kids would get off school buses.
Uh-huh.
So kids would have, and I shit you not, a free outlet. Low-income families would have a free block of entertainment from Sesame Street all the way to Arthur from 2 to 5. That way a poor kid could come home and watch cartoons like all the other kids.
And then from
And
7 to
learn at
9,
the same time.
you had the older kid shows like Ghost Rider.
Mm-hmm.
You had stuff like 321 Contact.
Wishbone?
Wishbone? Yep.
Wishbone. Story Lords.
Story Lords.
Just saying.
We talked about
What was
Story
that?
Lords all the time.
But I mean, Carmen
And-
San Diego, stuff like that.
And on the weekends...
Are you afraid of the dark?
No, that's
No, that's
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon.
I am not.
But now on the weekends, also for PBS, they would host and broadcast orchestras, operatic performances,
Uh-huh.
musicals. That way people could get introduced to the culture.
Amarillo After Dark, or
Yeah.
Austin After Dark was a music show.
So in the 1980s,
Or Austin
Fred Rogers
City
had to
Limits
go
or something
before
like that.
Congress and explain why he needed $1 million to continue producing the show. And Fred Rogers made the congressional hearing himself and basically said, look, I do a show that educates kids about their emotions. I educate kids about what's right, what's right to do. We don't use swear words. We don't act like other cartoons and hit each other with hammers. We've created and tailored this specifically for the education of kids. And look, there are
Magic
so many
School
merits
Bus.
to the public broadcasting station. This is just the meat of the bones of it. But here's the thing. If you take away the mediums provided, that the government has already agreed to provide, it's a systemic way of eliminating knowledge, intellect,
Yes.
emotional
Freedom of speech.
maturity, freedom of speech, and education. Contact
education.
your local congressional offices and tell them to leave PBS alone.
Yes.
Because if they take away PBS, the next thing that goes is NPR. And if NPR goes, you are then only getting news paid for by the highest bidder.
Yep.
And this is not a Republican or a Democrat problem,
This is a
because
person
there
problem.
are two stations that do both jobs for both sides that are paid for by advertiser money. That is not the news. That is not dispensing of that is not the fourth of state and the dispensing of unbiased information. So do yourself a favor. If you watch our show, we try not to get political here, but we do when we have to.
Well, here's the deal. I don't really look at it as a political
This isn't a
issue.
political thing.
No,
This is an education.
It's more of a let's keep what good we had as children
Right.
for the next generation.
Everything that Caleb was talking about with all of the education and stuff.
When I was a
Without
kid,
PBS, I wouldn't have had television.
when I was a kid growing up, we didn't have cable. We couldn't
Nope.
afford cable, but I always got to watch something. That's also how like most Americans watched fucking Downton Abbey when it first came to the U.S.
Antiques Roadshow.
Yeah.
Lamb chops.
Lamb chop.
Shelley Long.
Yes. Rest in
I'm
peace.
Shelley Duvall. Sorry. But please help us save
Support
PBS.
PBS.
Support PBS.
And they say yes, PBS is supported by people like you.
That's right.
Yes.
If you
The consumer.
don't take the educational aspect away from real families who need that shit.
Yeah.
I did when I was a kid.
So did I.
Big follower of PBS, and when I seen that, I felt like we had to include it.
That was the first time I ever watched a musical.
glad you did
and that's
include
why I
that.
became an actor. Because it was a
Support
at late
PBS.
night they would play
Ready to finish?
musicals. So anyway, let's hit it.
That's it.
That's it. Is that it, Big Bad John? Is that the
That-
last?
that was the last
one.
one.
That's the
All
last
right.
one.
Well, y'all, make sure you tune in next week. We'll have the BackLash review. We'll tell y'all where we're standing with the points, and from us to you, as always,
Keep
Keep it
it
in the ring.
ring.